And joining us now on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline is former BYU linebacker star, NFL veteran, and current BYU TV analyst David Nixon via Zoom. Dave, great to have you with us. On a scale of 1 to losing to Utah 9 times in a row, how upset are you about no fans against Troy?
Oh, I'm going to say like a 5 because losing to Utah really sucks. Listen, not having fans is a huge bummer. Fortunately for BYU, they played their first week in front of no fans, and so they're already accustomed to it. Troy, on the other hand, they played in front of 6,000 fans last week, so this is something new for them. But it's a bummer. I mean, listen, a lot of these kids are seniors. This was their season they were looking forward to. They want to play, especially the home opener, want to play in front of family and friends, and they don't get to. And I think the tough part about it is the fact that they were expecting to, and they were planning on playing in front of fans, and then to get it ripped away last minute, it's just like, hey, throw another log on the COVID fire right now. It just keep burning, and you never know what to expect right now.
Tell us how this affects the outcome of the game, because BYU certainly didn't need fans opposing them at Navy, but when it's home, it's a little different dynamic.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different, but at the same time, this BYU team has found a way to feed off each other, as we saw with the Navy game. And the way you create that energy is creating big plays and hyping each other up. And I think both the defense was forcing 3 and outs, offense was driving the ball, running the ball. There is something different when a team can run the ball and just cram it down your throat. It energizes the entire team. Then of course you pop with the big pass play here and there. But when you have a team that's averaging, I mean, you look back when Tyler Algier was averaging 9 yards a carry, Opini Katoa was 8 yards a carry. I mean, it's just complete domination. And the defense, when you're sitting on the sideline, you're watching that happen. I mean, it amps you up because you just see your big boys up front, offensive line just going ham on the Navy defense on the opposing team. And so I think BYU does a great job of feeding off each other per se. But no question that they obviously want to play in front of fans. I mean, that's what you live for as an athlete, right? You're there to perform. And when you don't get that chance, it's kind of a bummer.
David, you talked about the domination that BYU's lines enjoyed against Navy. What do you expect from the offensive line specifically against a Troy defensive front?
I think you continue to dominate. I'm interested to see how this first couple series goes for BYU. I'm interested to see if they can go out there and still average the 8 and 9 yards per carry for those backs. But I expect them to pick up where they left off. No question. This is an offensive line that it's been stated. This is probably BYU's one of the best offensive lines last decade. Across the board, you look at the experience, you look at the talent, it's a fantastic line. And so I expect them to try to run the ball early, establish that. And then you look at Zach Wilson, threw only 18 times against Navy. So they didn't have to rely on his arm very much because the run game is so strong. So I think you establish the run very early, kind of let Troy know that, hey, we're picking up where we left off. It's going to be utter domination today, and good luck.
When you look at Troy and what they do, they've had some nice offensive performances when they've won. Yet here they are against BYU team that's ranked 18th. That's feeling pretty good, albeit 19 days later after Navy. So what do you think, if anything, Troy does better than BYU?
Listen, Troy last year, this is a team that went 5-7, but they're also ranked in the top 10 in the country, number 9 at 313 yards per game passing the ball. So this is a team that likes to go 10 personnel, 1 back, no tight ends. They've mixed in some 11 personnel where they put a tight end, usually flex them out. But they go 4 or 5 wides, and they air it out. Coach Ryan Pugh, he's all about distributing the ball and using his weapons on the outside. So this is a team that can throw the ball, so it's going to test BYU's secondary, which is a veteran secondary, so I'm not too worried about that. BYU's linebackers as well. And then we'll see about BYU's pass rush. They didn't have a lot of opportunities against Navy to showcase their talents as far as rushing the quarterback. So we'll see if they've gotten better in the offseason and if they can dial up some schemes to try to get some pressure on Troy's quarterback and create some turnovers, because that's something that BYU definitely needs to do in this game, especially at home.
College football analyst, former BYU great David Nixon with us on BYU Sports Nation. What do you expect from the BYU defense, who will be, in a way, unveiling this new base defense? We didn't see it against Navy because you have to play Navy in a very unique way. So what do you expect adjustment-wise from this new base defense?
Well, we talked about it all throughout fall camp, spring camp. They were switching from a kind of their standard base defense, a 4-3, to this 4-2-5, where you're going to have 5 DBs, which frankly fits this mold perfect in the sense that you're going against these 4 or 5 wides, offense. And so you're going to bring in another DB, take out a backer. But I'll tell you what, BYU has a luxury with their linebackers right now. You got guys like Peyton Wilgar, Max Tooley, Isaiah Kafusi, guys who can drop into coverage and play almost just as well as I think a DB right now. And so you have a lot of weapons that Elisa Tuiaki can kind of toy with, and a lot of different looks you can bring. And so I'm excited for this defense. I think it's going to be a great test, and we'll see how early they're up for the test. But I'm excited to see kind of how that back end, the DBs and the linebackers, how they handle this pass initially, and if they can shut it down. Because if they do, then I think you kind of put Troy in a really tough position where they've got to run the ball, and they obviously look to pass first versus run.
Troy has the second most takeaways, David, since 2016 in the country with 106. That's just a stupid number. How does BYU avoid coughing it up and allowing Troy to stay in the game that way?
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing for BYU. I think if you look at the years past, BYU always struggles when they're obviously negative in the turnover margin. And that's something that BYU's done is they shoot themselves in the foot. And frankly, this defense hasn't been super opportunistic where they create turnovers as well in the last few years. And so that's something they're working on. You look at last week, BYU with Zach's interception was kind of a fluke, if you call it, with Neil Powell kind of tripping over the backer's foot and then an interception occurring. But this defense has got to find a way to fly around, create interceptions, of course, strip the ball. I think they're going to have more opportunities for interceptions than stripping the ball because what Troy likes to do. But offensively, they just got to take care of the ball. We saw that last week, or not 2 weeks ago, but you saw that with Zach. He had the one interception, but the running backs secured the rock and they ran well. So they just got to be positive turnover margin. That's something that you have to be. I remember when I was there, one of our pillars was +1 the turnover margin. If you're +1, you're going to win a lot of ball games. So we'll see. It's going to be listen. It's not your Arizona State, which BYU was supposed to play last weekend. I think who was slated for this weekend?
Minnesota.
Arizona. That's right. A P5, right? It's not a P5. You're playing Troy. But this is a Troy team that's got a lot of athletes on the field, and BYU struggles with teams that have a lot of athletes. And so, especially on the outside where you've got DBs and running backs that can run the ball. So I think BYU's got to be prepared. This isn't a team you can just come in and sleepwalk and hope to get the W. You got to come in here. And I think if you can instill some doubt in Troy early and show that you're picking up right where you left off with Navy and that you're for real, then it should be smooth sailing from there.
Let's be honest. BYU is a 14-point favorite at this point, open at 16. We think BYU should win the game, and Vegas thinks they should win big, right? Let's talk about this, because if BYU is going to have a special season, hold on, I got to grab the blue goggles here. If BYU is going to have a special season, David, and you know what this is like on some teams, you were on a team that was in a quest for perfection, whether you agreed with that or not prior to the season. Margin matters, right? Winning isn't enough against a team like Troy if BYU wants to be in, say, a New Year's Six or something good. So how does BYU play its best game? And of course, winning is enough, generally speaking, but if BYU is going to do something special, margin matters.
Yeah, I think it's all the show points, right? You got to win in an impressive manner. It's tough because, listen, Kalani's, as we've seen in the past, Kalani's not a guy who's going to run up to score. But given this season and the schedule, you kind of have to do that if you're going to make a case for yourself towards the end of the year to potentially play in a New Year's Six bowl game. So I get it. It's a tough battle there. Kalani's got all class, and like I said, he doesn't love to run it up. We've seen that time and time again where he kneels on the 1 yard line or whatever at the end of a game. But I'm with you. I think BYU has to have an impressive outing. And once again, most people just look at the score, but if BYU can be up 20-30, put in the backups in that third, fourth quarter, then I think most people will take that into account. The good thing is this weekend BYU is still somewhat in the limelight. As we move forward, you're going to start having the SEC and other teams full-fledged into their schedule. So enjoy it for one more week, the limelight, when you're playing Troy on primetime television.
David, you've already mentioned the BYU linebackers once. I know that they will be talked about on After Further Review and have been talked about on AFR. Where does this linebacking crew for BYU now stack up to the core you played for at BYU?
Listen, we're early on right now, but if you can base everything off that first game, I tell you what, as a core, with the guys they can rotate in and out. I mean, Max Tooley comes in because he was coming off the suspension, comes in and gets a strip, right? It causes a fumble. I mean, you got guys flying around. I like this core a lot. I mean, you go back to our years, my 06 year with myself, Brian Keel, Cameron Jensen, Markel Staffieri at the middle. It was a pretty solid 4. But these guys they can roll out a solid 4 as well. So we'll see how the season progresses. I don't know if I'm ready to give them the torch quite yet, or reign them as champions there. But I like this squad a lot, and I love watching them play because each guy brings something a little different to the table as far as a collective unit, and they're fun to watch. They fly around and make plays, and that's all you can ask for from your linebackers.
The multi-talented and multifaceted David Nixon with us on BYU Sports Nation. Check him out on After Further Review. Of course, after you take him in on Countdown to Kickoff on Saturday.
Check him out on the internet. Just Google David Nixon, and you'll read about his day job as well.
There you go. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
All right. David Nixon on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why